Paying for college doesn't have to be stressful. With the Advantage Education Loan, you get a low fixed interest rate, no fees, and flexible repayment options.
All from a nonprofit lender that puts students first.
Whether you're a student, parent, or graduate, the Advantage Education Loan helps make higher education affordable and manageable.
Apply online in minutes at advantageeducationloan.com.
And take the next step with confidence.
Advantage Education Loan.
Built for students.
Backed by experience.
Welcome to Coffee with KHEAA. I'm Simba from Lion King.
And I'm Nala.
Why are you going to be the girl?
Because, hello.
Welcome to Coffee with KHEAA. I'm Mrs. Frizzle from the Magic School Bus.
And I'm inside someone's colon with Mrs. Frizzle. On the school bus.
You are a colon. Okay. Hello and welcome to Coffee with KHEAA episode. Nope. How many times are we going to do it today? Hello and welcome to Coffee with KHEAA season 2. Hello and welcome to Coffee with KHEAA season 2 episode 7. Okay. I'm one of your hosts, Casi, Benedict, Director of Outreach Services.
And I'm Brandi Forker, Assistant Director of Outreach Services.
And boy, do we have a fly by the seat of our pants kind of episode for you today. I made this script in the car on the way here.
Well, good. I haven't even seen it.
No, around about 3:45. I did put not 1, not 2, but 3 coffee talks. But I don't think we have time for that kind of thing.
I'm feeling it.
We do have good content in this episode, much unlike any of our other episodes. We will be talking FAFSA updates. There's good ones. One Big Beautiful Bill revelations, including student loans, Workforce Pell, which can't actually be called Workforce Pell, and all things Kentucky Goes to College. Whew. But first, a little coffee talk. All right, Brandi.
Okay.
So I had a coffee talk that I was really excited about. And then I listened to a podcast this morning, and they talked about something that I was like, Brandi and I have to talk about this. So we're at least going to do 2. Then if we have time, we'll do a third one.
Is it about Michael Jackson? Because that's what I've been dying to talk about, the
Really?
Michael movie.
Oh,
No.
I want to talk about the Michael movie with you.
Go on with your
we
real
have 4
thing.
coffee talks. Okay, the first one is easy. What are your summer plans? Like, it is summertime in Kentucky. Our kids are out of school, and we're half crazy already. And what are y'all planning on doing this summer? I know you have big plans.
Yeah, I do. I have big plans. We're going to Disney. We are those parents that said we're not going to become those people that go to Disney every summer, and slowly but surely we're becoming those people that go to Disney every summer.
Always.
But your kids are only little for a little while, and mine aren't really little anymore.
I feel like you're almost to the point of like growing out of that for Ellison.
Ellison is the hardcore Disney girl. So she will be the Disney adult, for sure. So, and Millie's 8. So she's right in the prime for it. But yeah, we're going to Disney. And funny story, we were in an outreach staff meeting, and Brandon Brown, Eastern Kentucky outreach counselor, says
in the room.
He is in the room.
As we speak.
He's in the room. Says that he's going to Disney. And I was like, oh, cool. When are you going? He goes, June. And I was like, oh, I'm going in June. And we got obnoxiously excited about it. And I was like, but when are you going? And he was like, June 6th through the 12th or whatever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, those are my exact dates. And then I said, where are you staying? Pop Century. We're staying in the same hotel.
You're even in the same hotel. This
same
is news to me.
dates. So I call my husband, and he's like, awesome. Poolside drinks. We'll be hanging out.
So, you and Kevin are going to get along like peas and carrots.
Oh, yeah, they've met.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Were you going to Disney the same time, Zachary? I made that up in my head. I dreamed that.
Because I want him to be.
I know. Wouldn't that be good if Zach were there too?
I know. And Mo.
You should probably just come to InShare with me, and we'll drive over to Disney and see them. Yeah.
We have a lot of Disney lovers on our staff.
Absolutely.
Kelly's a huge Disney lover.
Huge, yes.
Yep.
She just went, didn't she?
She did just go. Yeah.
She should probably go back.
I mean, she probably will. You
It's
never
like a
know.
weekend trip for her.
Yeah, Kelly's a jet setter.
So anything else other than you've got a lot of cheer practice, cheer
Yeah.
stuff, clinics?
Maybe going down to South Carolina to see family, but other than that, just really excited that the Wi-Fi is good enough out by the pool at my in-laws' house. So yesterday was my first Zoom meeting sitting outside by the pool.
So jealous.
And it was fantastic to be able to work and also watch your kids as they're having a good time and enjoy a little sunshine. It was like perfect.
If we get to the point this summer where we're having Zoom calls and you look a little bit foggy, I'm going to know that you put Ziploc baggies on your laptop and you're floating around the pool.
It's possible.
With your laptop in your lap. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll come up with a good
Camera off.
excuse if it.
I promise.
Well, I was telling Brandi the same day that she was outside by the pool. Maybe it was the same day. I went outside in the morning. My kids were like, we want to play when we want you to be out here too. So I went out there with them and I sat my laptop up and I was working at our picnic table and my laptop started dripping. It was so hot and humid. In Kentucky, it's miserable right now for all of you people who listen from Bangladesh. It was dripping and I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm going inside. I'm done.
Well,
So,
it was
I
probably
didn't
very
last long.
cold in your house.
Always.
Yeah, mine too. It takes a minute for it to adjust. It's
That's
like I
true.
walk out in the summer, if I have sunglasses on, immediately fog.
Yes. That's so funny that you say that because I was in my house the other day and I actually had a sweatshirt on.
Oh yeah,
'Cause I was like,
all the
it's
time.
so cold in here and I'm not changing that. I loved it.
What about you?
I have a lot of work trips this summer. I didn't realize that until I was building our summer schedule. And I'm very conscious of like how many summers I get with my kids. You know, when they're little, they still want to do things. They still want to play. They still want to travel with us. And you know, I feel like I learned my lesson in summer of 2024 because like we worked all summer that summer. That was the FAFSA summer and the grant. And I'm just like, I'm not doing that again. Like, unless someone gives us $1 million, I'm not doing that again. And so I've decided a decision I will probably regret. I'm taking them on lots of the work trips. So like, I'm going to Clearwater at the same time you're at Disney for InShare, not taking them to that because we don't do planes yet with all of these humans. But I think I am going to take them. We've talked about ACT Summit in Nashville. I do think I'm going to take them to that with a sitter and just like, there's a pool in the hotel. I think it's like a rooftop pool.
Yeah,
so I'm going to like.
We were there last year and my kids were with me.
See, yes. And it was nice,
And my husband,
right? Yeah, so I think I'm going to take a sitter and my kids to that. There is like a new counselor retreat for Kentucky ACAC. You should register for that. Back to back with a CASFA board meeting that's also out of town. And so I'm going to bring my sitter and my kids, like Natural Bridge. Like they'll have so much fun there. So I am bringing them on a handful of trips. I'm not bringing them to our July staff meeting. That's a mommy needs a break. Like my only break is work.
Very busy.
It is extremely busy during that time. And then InShare, like last year I had almost no breaks during InShare because they pack that schedule really full. But my kids really want to go to the beach. They've wanted to go for years. And everyone pray that I get a good deal because I have not booked anything. But we think like that second week of July, we're going to go down to Orange Beach and just get a condo on the beach. I put it all into ChatGPT, like the ages of my kids. And like, we want something calm. Like, we don't want a party beach. I want the like white sands and the clear water. And it's the closest thing to us that's like answers all of that.
We went for my 40th birthday. Some friends, we went to
Beach.
Perdido.
Oh, same thing, basically. Right there.
Yes. And it's less touristy. I feel like there's less, which I mean, may not be the best because I feel like there's less fun restaurants and stuff.
Okay.
Like Orange Beach has a lot lot
A lot going on. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. Like I said, they're really excited. So either I have to I have to find a good deal or we have to take it alone because they are convinced now that after the 4th of July we're going to the beach.
Yeah.
So
well, do it.
We're
It's worth
going.
it. It's always
Yes.
worth the money.
And you know, traveling with 4 children, 7 and under, is not a vacation. So we don't take long vacations when we have the kids. Like we do more like short little trips. So like we'll probably do like a 4-night, 3-night kind of deal. But I just also remember Daniel's going to Germany. And while he's in Germany, I'm going to take the kids, me and my mom are going to take the kids just like to like Bowling Green or somewhere and just stay the night in a hotel. That's all my children need is a hotel with an elevator.
Yeah.
And like go to Mammoth Cave and Kentucky Down Under and like just some of the stuff that it's right there that we never go to.
Have you guys done Holiday World with your kids?
Not in the summer. We always do it in the fall. We've never done the water park. We've never done. I know when you have 4 that Montana is also in the room. Everyone should know. We have an audience tonight, this morning. I don't know. Montana is also in the room and she's kind of looking at me like, you've never done that. But like when you have 4 young children, water is terrifying. Like they just got in a pool, like this is terrible, for like the first time in their lives. 2 years ago at our family vacation, we went to Cincinnati and we got an Airbnb with a pool, like a private pool in their yard.
I'm over here like psychology that I don't have any background in. And I'm like, are you afraid of water?
I was. I mean, I'm a great swimmer.
Yeah.
I know it. I don't look like I would be a great swimmer, but I'm a great swimmer. And I always was. Like my dad taught me when I was little. I've always been a good swimmer. But there is a fear of like, I don't know. Like I was in the ocean in my 20s and I almost went to China. I was getting swept away by the current.
Let's go one day this summer.
Yes.
We'll take off and we'll go and take my girls
yes,
and your kids. And I'm telling you, when my family comes from out of town and they bring all the kids, we go. And I have been rocking it at Holiday World for years. Listen,
This is the kind of family we are at KHEAA, y'all.
I also used to teach swim lessons to 3 to 5-year-olds at the Y. So I mean, like, this is in my wheelhouse. Let's do it. Let's just go for it. It's really not that scary.
Montana's gonna go too. Is that what you're telling us?
It's like, okay,
y'all come teach my kids to swim.
It's really not that when you get there and like there's so much that is designed specifically for kids your age.
Nice.
Like you will not have
We've
those
just
fears.
always been scared.
Like
of
they'll
water.
come out of these slides into like wading pools.
Okay.
And it's actually surprisingly chill. Like
it's not like chaos kids everywhere.
I mean, kind of, but
well,
like
on a weekday, on a Wednesday. No one's there on a Wednesday, right?
Well,
I mean, we'll be taking comp time.
Yeah.
Off.
Well, we used to have, before I was working at KHEAA, we had season passes. Oh, yeah. And so we would go during the week. And it's
And I would love
busy.
like a mid-afternoon. Get there at 3:00 in the afternoon.
No, girl.
Like, no.
Rope, drop.
Like the minute it opens.
All day.
Love it. Let's do it.
All day.
Sold. In fact,
we got to get our money.
This concludes our Coffee with KHEAA episode.
Okay.
We'll even go to
we'll
Holiday
see y'all
World.
at Holiday World.
No, I love that. I love
what
that.
a great promo for them. For
right?
free.
I know. Well, my husband is the marketing person.
Oh, free sunscreen, free parking,
Yeah.
free soft drinks.
All of their like Instagram videos and stuff. Daniel does all of that. He's their marketing.
Person. I mean,
but yeah, so we do get free tickets, so we could probably go for free. I could probably get y'all in for free. But yeah, we've always just been scared of the unknown of like 4 kids, they all go in different directions. And if it's like a park, like, I think they'll be okay. If it's water, that's a different story. So if it's, and then after I put them in the pool a couple of years ago, like my kids are water dogs. Like they live for the pool.
this is said and done.
They're going to be fine.
Stay tuned. We'll update you next month.
I'll take
or
some Ativan
in a couple of months
first. So my next coffee talk question, you're going to love it even more than talking about Holiday World.
Okay.
The podcast I was listening to this morning, somehow the conversation came up of America's Funniest Videos. And they were saying, and they are wrong about this, but they were saying that America's Funniest Home Videos was part of TGIF when we were kids. Thank God it's Friday. That came on Friday nights. It came on what night did America's Funniest Videos come on?
Thursday? Tuesday?
Sunday.
Oh, it was Sunday night.
Zach knew that. Zach is a baby.
It was Sunday night.
Because I remember watching it when I like had the Sunday scaries.
Right. And there was a period of time where I feel like it backed up to America's Funniest People.
Oh.
So you got a little dose of Bob Saget and then a little dose of some Joey Gladstone, some Dave Coulier, because he
speaking of
hosted that.
Speaking of, they then launched into a conversation about TGIF.
Oh.
And what were your favorite shows on TGIF? Give us your memory of the TGIF lineup.
So originally, Full House was not part of
In
TGI.
the way early days, right?
No, Full House was it ever?
Mm-hmm.
Full House was Tuesday nights. Whenever I remember telling my dad, you got to set the VCR to record if we had something going on.
Really?
But like, I mean, when I think TGIF, I definitely think Family Matters.
Matters.
First and foremost, it's
100%.
Family Matters.
Yes.
I think Perfect Strangers.
Oh, Perfect Strangers.
A little Balky Bartakamus.
So you can say it out loud.
Step by step.
Step by step.
Yes.
Because in my mind, the lineup was Family Matters, Full House, Step by Step.
You got Boy Meets World too. That came
Boy
Boy
Meets
Meets World.
World.
Yeah, Boy Meets World.
But Perfect Strangers, which we called Balky.
But that was Balky, yeah. But that
was
was like
Balky.
old school. And there was
Yes.
also Just the 10 of Us.
Oh, I loved Just the 10 of Us. I loved Just the 10 of Us.
The
She's a
young
baby. She
people,
doesn't know any
the
of it.
young people in the room are just
I know.
laughing.
They
'cause
don't
They
know.
don't even know.
Y'all don't even know. This was the life. Like, you had to be home. Okay, do you remember this? This is one of my favorite memories.
It's Friday night.
Yes. Do you remember on a Sunday night in the fall, a television show would come on and it would be like announcing the lineup of TGIF. And it was a whole television program centered around that. And then one would come on right after it that was announcing the Saturday morning cartoon.
Oh.
I've got to find this somewhere. It is one of my best memories because my family, it was like the Super Bowl for my family.
Mhm.
Like we would get popcorn, we would sit in front of the television, we would watch it, and then we would know like, okay, this is the lineup for the season or whatever. But yes, the other thing that they mentioned was dinosaurs. I don't
Yeah.
have a memory of that being TGIF though.
Yeah, I think that was maybe later. But I do remember,
And also it
Like-
was called Not the Mama.
Not the mama.
Not the mama.
Thank
but
you.
I mean, but early on, it was definitely
Balky.
Perfect Strangers, maybe Just the 10 of
Mhm.
Us, Family Matters.
Yes.
I don't know.
But I do
yeah.
remember that sweet spot of like Step by Step. Like that
That was the perfect time.
that
I
was-
just like
oh.
spit because I was so excited.
And then they were asking
Perfect.
about Saved by the Bell, and I was like, but Saved by the Bell was not that.
No, heck no.
Saved
That
by the Bell
Sa-
was Saturday mornings
mornings.
because it came on the same time as Power Rangers, and
No,
my brother
I'll-
would fight over.
Let me throw back. I think that you will appreciate this, but the Torkelsons.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
Yes, that was a spinoff from Boy Meets World, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. It just
wasn't?
had Minkus playing
Just
Chucky
Minkus.
Lee Torkelson.
Okay.
But it was, I
Mary
think,
and the Hendersons.
okay, that's like a
Oh.
Disney. These were like, I think
Yes.
I saw them
Oh.
at because my granny had
Definitely
Disney Channel.
Torkelsons. Yeah, my granny had Granny Annie had Disney. We didn't.
Yeah, we
didn't
didn't
pay for it.
No,
And then I think later in life, my Granny Annie paid her subscription and our subscription to it, or whatever you called it
Granny
back
Annie
then.
doing it.
She still is rolling in it. I stay in her good graces.
Yeah.
But thank God it's Thursday? TGIT? What is that? I mean, I celebrated that in college, but it was something different.
Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder.
Never.
Well, okay, first of all, I am here for the first two because I loved both of those shows. Grey's Anatomy was like college for me. Every night that it would come on, I would go over to the Tried Out House at UK and sit with my friend Carrie and we would watch Grey's Anatomy. That was college, okay, Zach? That's how
Mhm.
old I am. And I think it
I
was
don't
Thursday night before
remember
we did our version of Thank
watching
God
a
It's
lot of
Thursday.
TV in college.
We didn't have cable at Transy. You had to pay for it and it was very expensive, so we didn't have it.
Yeah.
Like if we wanted to watch something, I would go over to the Tried Out House at UK and watch it because we just like Dave Chappelle came out. That show came out when I was in
Mhm.
college, and one of our people on our hall had cable, and we would all pile in her room and watch the episode of Dave Chappelle for the week.
Yeah.
All right, that concludes our episode. Just joking. Okay,
I mean, this is what the people want to hear.
this is
Would you
what
rather
the
hear about
people want to
TGIF
hear.
or loans and
Right?
scholarship?
Now, I
I mean,
will tell
scholarships.
you-
It's pretty exciting.
I'm pretty excited about the FAFSA thing that I want to talk about. FAFSA, I say it correctly. My staff be punking me. Jack is always
Look how
trying to-
frazzled. Look how frazzled.
It, like,
Accusing
speaks to
her
who I
of
am as a
saying
person.
FAFSA.
Did you catch the joke in the new counselor retreat where it was like, are you struggling to say the word FAFSA correctly? And I was like, I did it for you people. They're trying to convince me that I say it wrong, but I don't. I say it correctly. FAFSA. And I say it fast, and I sometimes have a lisp. Okay, can you hear that when I'm like messing with it? Sorry. I'm sorry at home. Okay, so FAFSA updates. This is what I'm so excited to talk about. And I was chronicling this in my head this morning. I had a very long drive this morning, so I had a lot of time in the car to think. I was chronicling this in my head. November of 2024 was when I got a phone call that illuminated all of this for me. But you, Brandon Brown, had been talking about this since about October, you would say, of 2024. I remember in staff meetings, Brandon Brown, our East Kentucky counselor, and Cassidy Smith, our Southeast Kentucky counselor, were talking about coming across FSAIDs and FAFSAs that seem to have been created, but not by the student in question. And, we came across this all the time, y'all, of like, it says I have a student aid account. Well, I don't remember that. That's not my email address. Well, could it be your mom? Is that your mom's phone number? And then we'd have to trace it somehow back to the student who created it. Brandon at the time was saying, that's not what this is. This is somebody else has created a student aid account in this person's name with their social security number and all different information. So he was seeing a smattering of it.
And sideline to say, I mean, it takes like someone who really knows what they're looking for and has seen a million different FAFSAs to like notice that this was like, not just a mistake,
not just a glitch here or there.
Right. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I had to like interject to say like,
it takes a keen eye.
It does.
Yeah.
Because it can easily be brushed off.
Absolutely. And so fast forward, they're talking about this here and there. Fast forward to November when I take a phone call from Cassidy. I was in a meeting and I stepped out because I think Keith was on the phone with her and he kind of like gestured and was like, you need to hear this. And I take the phone call from Cassidy and she's crying. And she is like, I am to a point where I cannot complete a FAFSA workshop because 90% of the people in the room have fraudulently filed student aid accounts and sometimes FAFSAs and disbursements.
Mm-hmm.
And in the beginning, back in November of 2024, and I'm going to say it till my dying day, Kentucky was the only state talking about this. And the call center, it was kind of the glory days because the call center didn't know enough to not tell us certain things.
Right.
And so back then when we would call and say, we've got this person, it says they have an FSA ID, they never created it, we can't match any of their personal identifying pieces. And that call center people would say, well, this is an address in California, or like, what phone number? No, that's not the phone number I'm showing. Mm-hmm. They would give us more information. And then some of them would even say, there is a FAFSA connected to this account. There are disbursements connected to this account. And whoever the outreach counselor was on the phone would kind of dig. And what they were finding, it wasn't me, I don't take credit for this at all, but what they were finding was there was a huge connection to California. Mm-hmm. So community colleges in California, addresses in California, lots of connection to California. And we're talking a pervasive level out of Eastern Kentucky. And when they would talk about this in staff meetings, we'd have a handful of people in Western Kentucky, Central Kentucky say, oh, I've seen a few of those. They could not complete FAFSA workshops. Like Cassidy, our Southeastern person, said that she would like triage. She would set up like a triage station. And she would say, okay, if you log in and it says you have an FSA ID, then you come to this room where I'll be, and the counselor's going to finish up the FAFSA workshop. And she'd say if there were 10 people there, 8 of them would be in her room with fraudulently filed FSA IDs. So I get off the phone with Cassidy, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell her at all. So I'm like, just start collecting their names. That's all I knew to do, start collecting their names. I get off the phone with her. I immediately called our legal counsel here at KHEAA, who was like, this is huge. We have to act on this now. This is not an option. And she hung up the phone with me and called her contact at FSA. Shortly after that, we decided like our place in this was to give these students resources to, what do they need to do next? They need to file a police report. They need to contact FSA and say, this is not my information. It has been fraudulently created. They need to stay on top of it so that once that fraudulent account is deleted, then they can go ahead and create their account and complete their FAFSA, and they're not a stop out at that point. File a report with the Office of Inspector General, all of the things. So we created a list. And Diana Barber, our legal counsel, was kind enough to get us, set us a meeting with Federal Student Aid and the Office of Inspector General. This happened in early January 2nd of 2025. So Keith Ritchie and I at the time got on a phone call with FSA and OIG, told them what was going on. This was kind of the first OIG heard of it. Our contact there was like, I did not know this was happening. Even FSA was like, I did. And I kind of made it my mission after that phone call in November to get on every national meeting I possibly could get on and say, are y'all seeing this? Like, are y'all seeing what we're seeing in Kentucky? And I said it just like that. Are y'all seeing this?
Well, we needed them to know where it was coming from.
Right.
Don't y'all forget it.
They can't forget. It's from good old Kentucky. We got chicken and FAFSA fraud.
FAFSA fraud. Well, and like somebody had to advocate for all of these people.
These poor students.
Because, like you said earlier, okay, 10 people come to this workshop and 8 go into the other room. 10 out of how many seniors in that high school that weren't stopping by the workshop that day? It's just mind-boggling how many people this involved.
Yes. And at the time, I was so concerned by the number of people who would go on, see that this was happening. They didn't have a Brandon Brown in the room. They didn't have a Cassidy Smith in the room. And they would go, I don't know what to do. I'm done.
Right.
And not only are they not going to go to college now because they can't file a FAFSA, but this fraudster has free access to continue to collect their aid and take out student loans in their name and everything else. And so I was getting on every national meeting I possibly could saying, are y'all seeing this? Like we're seeing, and everyone, the general consensus was there would be a state or two that would say, I've heard some stirrings of this. No one was seeing it. And that's why I like to say, you heard it here first. Kentucky broke this case. I don't care what anybody says. We broke this case. So the Office of Inspector General at the time, that she was like, I feel like, well, it wasn't the Inspector General, but it was someone in the office. It was our contact. She was like, I feel like the best thing for you to do is collect names and social security numbers and birth dates of the students you're seeing, any information you can get on these, and then funnel those to me, and I will investigate them individually to see like where the connection is, like what is happening here. As an agency, we decided that it was not our place to collect social security numbers, birth dates, and names of people that this was happening to. So really at that point, we just became the siren saying this is happening and someone needs to do something about it. And we became the support for the families who are going through this. Because man, it's scary to have to hear like, you got to file a police report. How many people at that point would say, I'm out. I don't want to call the police.
Yeah. And I mean, you're talking about kids that this is some of the first times they're doing like an adult thing, they're using that social security number for the first time to sit down and create their account. And then this is the luck this is the hand that they're dealt.
That they are dealt. And if you are tuning in and you're not from Kentucky, like you have to understand there's a big belief in the state of Kentucky with lots of people. There's a hesitation to put your personal information on these forms anyway.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you do it, and then we say, now let's call the police.
Right.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Like you're rocking their worlds. And, and so that was just our mission. We're the siren saying something is going on, like something is happening. Then I was on another meeting and I heard student loan people, and it was a for-profit student lender saying the number of applications that we are getting that are coming from AI bots is astounding. Like we are dispersing loans to AI bots. And we're not realizing it until, it's too late. And so I started talking to these people like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And they're like, we have to put verification methods in place and blah, blah, blah. All of this to say, let's fast forward to mid-April 2026 when FSA has announced a real-time fraud detection software that now lives on the 26-27 FAFSA and beyond. I had the joy of hearing from Aaron Lemon Strauss at American College, different convening, Education Finance Council roundtable in DC last week. He's the director of FAFSA. He told me how the fraud detection works. Okay, so I'm so excited. So
Did you say, you're welcome?
you guys are welcome. I was making a big enough name for myself at that meeting, so I did not tell them,
Okay.
Kentucky broke the case. You're welcome. But I really want to. I really want to tell him it was us. I really do.
But maybe somebody hearing this podcast will go, no, like huge amounts were happening with a,
Yes,
maybe there's something that we don't
that we
know.
didn't know, right? But
So
I think we
maybe
were the first
If
ones.
your mom,
That's right.
because that's
the
who
only
listens to the
other- say
podcast.
the only other person who could literally would be my mother.
I don't know.
No, Cassie. I saw fraud in my FAFSA back in 1976.
Man,
I called Aaron back
we
then.
are so funny.
We are hilarious. So fraud detection. This thing, what they have built is so awesome because it does things like runs an investigation on the web as you are filling this out. When you put your email in, it can very quickly run to see how long has this email existed. Is this an email? So if I put in there Cassie Benedict, Cassandra, because that's my actual name, Cassandra Benedict, and then I put the email. I can't do it. I was going to say, do you remember that email from KWC? They had applied for a full ride scholarship, and I brought it into you guys. You're like, and I was like, you're not going to remember.
Yeah.
You're not going to believe this.
Yeah.
So I'm Cassie Benedict, and my email address that I put in there is natespimple@gmail.com. It can run an investigation like that to see, like, the last time Cassie Benedict signed up for something, did she use this email address or not?
Mm-hmm.
It can search your IP address and say, is this an IP address that Cassie Benedict has done other activity on, like set up a Facebook account or register for a VVox account? I just did that this morning. Like, is this a typical IP? It's a question and answer platform. Is this a typical IP address for Cassie? It also does a little bit of like location services. So like if I am somewhere and I'm saying my address is
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're like at McDonald's in your town. Working on your
Yes.
laptop. It'll be like, okay, this is actually
fine.
where that
it's
person
close to
lives.
her address, but it's not in Bangladesh, for
Right.
instance. And so it does all of these investigations in real time.
Wild.
So if it does flag you, now let's say,
Right. I was
Brandi
just thinking
Forker-
that. I'm like
Yes.
at my cousin's in South Carolina.
yeah, 'cause
And
thought
I
about that.
wanted to create a new email because I'm going off to college and I want a new and fresh email.
Yes.
And I just got a new like cell phone number because
New
I'm going off to
laptop.
college. Like,
yes. Okay, so let's say that
Yeah,
all of this
right,
happens.
right,
You just
right.
bought your new laptop on your way to South Carolina. You just switched your cell phone number because you got on your own plan because you're 18 years old now. You
yeah. And I'm independent.
That's right. I'm a grown person. So you just bleep me.
Who squeals
constantly.
when they laugh?
I just wheeze.
Like,
So you're in South Carolina visiting your cousins. You decide with your new laptop, your new cell phone number, new email at gmail.com to go ahead and file your
Right,
FAFSA while
yeah.
you're there. And by goodness, you get flagged
Mhm.
because none of that matches. If that happens, then you get a little notification that says, we are going to need you to come on camera while you're completing your FAFSA. Montana has seen this in real life.
no,
My
that's
first
so
time never seen that
cool.
before. You had to do ID front and back, and then I had to take a picture of the student like there in real time, and then it wasn't her signing until I did all those steps, and then once they verified it, let me sign it and do the fast.
Isn't this cool?
That is
So I don't know if
so
you guys can
cool.
hear Montana okay, but she said she was helping a student. It asked the student to come on camera, take a real-time photo, take a photo of her front and back of her ID, and upload all of that before she could sign and submit her FAFSA. So it's going to say to Brandi, like, this, okay, we're going to flag you because none of this adds up. You come on camera, you take a picture of yourself, but you don't have your ID with you because you packed all the things, but you didn't bring your ID.
Yeah.
So we can't verify you because you don't have your ID. Now, we're still going to create an ICER for you, but we're going to say we could not verify this person's identity. And it's going to be on the backs of the colleges now to verify your identity, to follow up with you and say, I am going to need to see that ID.
Okay.
So let's say something like this happens, like what Montana's saying. They verified this student. Fantastic. Have a nice day. Sign your FAFSA. And an ICER will be submitted, and it will have a comment code saying, we did flag this person because something didn't match, but we verified them. We feel really good about it. Now, let's say that you are Casi Benedict sitting in Bangladesh and fraudulently filing a FAFSA.
Mm-hmm.
And we say you've got to come online and show us your picture and show us your ID. And Aaron said literally one of them was a photo of a man who was not a blonde white girl. But the ID he was holding was connected to a blonde white girl, and he just had printed out her photo and was holding it up next to him. So that FAFSA is going to be rejected. And then when the school receives the ICER, they will have a code that says rejected non-verification of identification.
Okay.
It was a fraudulent FAFSA. A college cannot disperse aid on a rejected FAFSA due to non-verification of identity. Okay, so there's all of these methods in place. He told a story. I listened to another podcast. Again, guys, it was a 4.5 hour drive. I listened to another podcast this morning where Aaron Lemon-Strauss was on it. And he was saying that and I'm like, this man has more hours in the day than I do. He was saying he has manually gone through several of the flags and the identification verification practices to see, like, what is it looking like? He said one of them, a person came through, their photo did not match the ID, they were rejected. 45 minutes later, same IP address, different information, but this time when the person came on, the ID, he was like, you would not have been able to tell it was not that person's ID, but it was still flagged because they also have AI detection on these verifications. So he got flagged as like, this is not this person's ID, it's AI generated. And it's the same IP address of a fraudulent. So the fraudsters are like evolving very quickly.
What a scary world.
What a scary world. And then they really got into like deep fakes and all that. And I turned it off. I couldn't continue to listen to it because my brain was fried over it. But y'all.
Yeah.
Like the gravity of like, what if Kentucky hadn't blown the whistle?
I know.
Could we be 3 years down the road and just now getting some fraud detection?
Right. And like, even if this isn't like 100%, like think about how many it will work for,
Yes.
you know, like.
Yes. And he
It's
said the
huge.
number of people that it like slows them down or flags them is like nominal. It's just not very many of actual, you know, legit
Right,
FAFSAs
absolutely.
being slowed down. He also said in the first 2 weeks, they stopped $60 million in fraudulent money.
Wow. Well, that
fraudulent
pays for
disbursement.
the fraud detection
There you
services.
go. There you go. And it's funny because like he was like saying at the meeting, he was like, I don't want to talk about fraud anymore. He was like, I've been living it for months. I don't want to talk about it anymore. And then I emailed him and I said, you want to come on our podcast and talk about fraud? And he said, yes. But so guys, I don't know. I'm just astounded by this.
Yeah.
When he was telling us how it does all of this, I was amazed.
Well, and I think once that becomes like part of the regular conversation in Kentucky for our outreach staff, but like across the U.S. with other, financial aid people and college access people, it just will become part of the normal conversation. So that possibility that something could get flagged, like you're not fraudulent, like there's a possibility of that. But then us knowing that can happen and like buffering that for the student is going to be huge as well. So, I mean, small price to pay.
Absolutely.
For what has come out of that.
Yes.
So,
and then he was even
fantastic.
referencing there was a community college out of Oregon that 30% of their applicants and like students were fraudulent
Good
students.
grief.
And I love that you were in the room for this and you could say, I saw it. I saw it happen. Like I saw this fraud detection software because we don't get to see that anymore. Like I'm so like
I know, and it's like it makes me curious now. Like I wonder what was throwing it off for that student. Like I wonder if they had a new email address or if they were using a school computer, and I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Like they may have had like some VPN where you couldn't like
figure out where they were,
like their IP.
And that he said that's another thing is like the proxy sites are happening,
Right.
so that it looks like your IP address is coming from somewhere else. And,
right. That's man. They put me on AT&T Air internet, and it was making my like location all over, and so it's so frustrating because it would log me out of my Hulu saying that I was like not at my home location. So
that's frustrating.
It was so frustrating, but I got rid of that.
I was gonna say you need me to send Abbott over.
You don't. Nobody wants. Yeah, that was a mess. So
yes,
I have different internet now.
I have also asked FSA fraud detection services if they would like Abbott to come work for them.
Yeah, no kidding. That's probably where that kid's gonna work, somewhere like that.
I'm telling you.
Or he'll be the one.
I was going to say, he's going to be like the hacker because
Isn't that funny?
when he told me, like, it's cool, I can go to YouTube now. I just set up a proxy site. I was
You
like,
gotta have a hacker's brain to defend the world
It's
against
true.
hackers.
It's true.
So, we'll take a
and
little
he would
of
be
that.
perfect at it because, like, he can't keep a secret. Like, I mean, the minute Daniel blocked YouTube on the Wi-Fi, Abbott figured out how to connect to my hotspot so he could still go to YouTube. I changed my hotspot password. Then he set up a proxy site on his computer so he could still go to YouTube. And the minute Daniel walked in the door from work, he was like, I can go back to YouTube now. Just set up a proxy server. I was like,
and I need you to just, for the folks that haven't listened, how old is this child?
7.
Yeah. 7.
He is 7.
So.
He got the Tech Whiz Award at school because of changing all the computers to Japanese.
Yeah, I remember.
And then he also got it because they've been using some system called Epic for like 7 years, and they didn't know how to change a profile. So like if my profile accidentally said I was a boy, they didn't know how to edit it, so they would just delete me and then re-add me back. Abbott did a training for the teachers on how to fix their profiles if there's an error, how to go in there and fix it after them using it since before he was born. So Tech Whiz, and the whole time she was talking about this at his awards day, he was going
so humble.
I'm like, whose child is this? I'm so sorry. Okay, enough about me. Let's talk about FAFSA. We broke a record in the nation. We have now, this class has the highest completion rate of any class in the history of the FAFSA
Of the
forum.
world.
Of the world.
Which is true.
It is.
Of the world.
Of the world, literally.
It just feels big saying
It feels
that
big.
way.
Like we were on track. Last week we were on track to break the record. Today we've broken the record.
It's
So,
exciting.
Isn't that exciting? Okay, next things. One big beautiful bill revelations, including Workforce Pell. So I have Kentucky updates about Workforce Pell. I just got these yesterday.
That's
I
awesome.
Did
'cause
not know this.
I'm ready to hear them.
We
so
didn't
this
know
is
nothing.
new for me.
So Workforce Pell is a misnomer. I like to give a little
Yeah.
backstory. It is a misnomer. It is Pell eligible workforce programs. So historically, short-term credentialed programs were not eligible to receive Pell Grant dollars. Unless you were getting an associate's degree, then you could get Pell. But if it was a short-term credential, you couldn't get it. New legislation with One Big Beautiful Bill has decided you can get it. with a short-term credentialed program if I am not going to be able to remember all the things.
Yeah, it's a lot.
The
of
regulations are insane. It has to have existed for 12 months. The program has to have existed for 12 months. There has to be a 70% admission rate, right? Is that it? No, completion rate.
Completion rate.
70% of enrolled students have to complete.
Yes. Job placement.
70% job placement 2 terms after graduation. And 70% above poverty level.
That's it.
With their income.
That's it.
70, 70, 70. You as a student cannot be receiving any other federal aid.
Yeah, correct. No federal loans, nothing.
It is still prorated by the credit hour, clock hour.
Clock hour, yes.
Because you have to do that with Pell Grant. The governor of whatever state does this, of whatever state opts in to do it, will determine the critical need areas. So what I figured out about Kentucky, so anyways, all of this to say.
And there's no minimum. So, I mean, like, it could be figured up and your Pell award could be $50.
Yes.
After a lot of work.
$7.
Right.
Like, and that's what I was trying to do in my head. Like, and Brandi could probably speak to this better than me. Like, when you think about a Pell proration and you look at like a CDL, for instance, the clock hours on that are so small, you really probably are looking at like $20 or $30. Like nothing. And so there's a lot of work on the state's dime.
And the
for a student
colleges.
to get $20. Yeah.
And the financial aid offices.
So Brandi and I have been talking about this and we're like, why is this beneficial for a program that's the same bucket of money that has a huge shortfall right now?
Right.
But all of this time we're talking about this, I did not know where Kentucky stood. Like I was like, I don't know if we've started. I heard at EFC last week that like Virginia's like ready to go. Like they like have a program, they're ready to go. Now, I sat next to somebody on the plane on the way home, not related to education at all, but she was in the workforce field. They still call them trades in Virginia. And she was like, well, we've had a trade program for years where you can go to community college, get your short-term credential. It's mostly paid for by the state. And then we also pay for your licensure. So they already had it. They're just now taking advantage of the Pell Grant.
Yeah, they're just trying to
supplement what they're getting.
Right,
so
right.
that made perfect sense to me. But I'm thinking like, is Kentucky behind? Like, where are we on this? So found out yesterday, there is an entity in Kentucky called Kentucky Workforce Innovation Board. This is the group that identifies the
Five sectors.
the sectors and all of that. So this group has been in place for a long time. They already do all of the identifying. They do it for our Work Ready Kentucky, things like that. There's a work group with them and other people around the state. One of our own is on that. There is a KHEAA representative on it. And they're essentially trying to like figure it all out. They're in a place where, this is where we think they are. They're in a place where they have identified the critical need areas. They have the list and all the programs that qualify because, you know, there are all those stipulations and qualifications. They are ready now to send that on to the governor to get his approval so that then hopefully we can begin enrolling students.
And how do they determine, is there a certain amount of critical need areas that they can identify?
I don't think so. I mean, I will say there aren't many in Kentucky that are critical need and qualify for all of this.
Right.
Like that's one of the things that I was being told yesterday is like it's so narrow.
It may mirror a lot of what we already.
Work Ready.
Yeah.
And Work Ready is last dollar, so it doesn't affect that. It's not a federal fund, so it doesn't affect that. So anyway, there is movement being made. I'm happy to know this. And so, you know, keep an eye out. July 1st, there may be like 2 programs announced that qualify for this.
Well, yeah, I think that the July 1st date was like when the federal side had to have all their details worked out. And then, I mean, on that call that I sat on, it sounded like for most states, it would be from that point at least a year, if not longer, before something could happen. So we'll see.
Right.
We'll see whatever even, I don't know.
Comes of this.
I mean, maybe there is more to know and see, and I'm being a little bit cynical about it unfairly. And And I would love to know. So if you're listening to the podcast, Karen or
right.
anyone else,
Mom.
and you would like to share with us some things that's happening in your state or the way that you see this working, that really would benefit, because it's like, you know, it's a whole lot of work, and like you want to see the payoff for those students. Like it's got to really benefit to be, you know, worthwhile.
And, you know, I loved the idea of like, oh, you can have a bachelor's degree and you can go in for like an upskilling and like get a short-term credential. But here's your stumbling block. You cannot have exhausted your lifetime eligibility. Pell.
Yep, true.
And so, like, you know, I don't know how close I got, but I know that I used a lot of Pell when I was in school. And these programs, and if you use it, it takes one of your semesters of lifetime eligibility. And so you might have gotten $13 and that's your semester of eligibility, and you've used that up now. So I don't know. I don't have an opinion on it.
That's especially scary for those, you know, kids straight out of high school that are thinking, maybe I'll do this. And then they do exhaust that, you know, I don't know. Anyway, that was.
Oh, sorry. Babysitter. Okay.
Has Abbott made everything in Japanese at your house?
No, my babysitter for tomorrow just canceled.
Oh.
So it's fine. Everything's fine. Let's talk Kentucky Goes to College.
Karen, did you hear that?
Mom's going to bring my kids to you. Not that I'm going to be in town to even transport them, but sure. No, we have a morning babysitter, so I'm just going to see if she'll stay for the afternoon too. She can handle it. They're being great for this new babysitter. So, you want to talk Kentucky Goes to College? You want to talk our updates? Go do kind of like a quick fire of all the new things.
Sure.
It's open. Registration is open.
Yeah, registration is open. We had a really great new commercial that just came out that totally embarrassed me, but that's what Cassie loves to do. So if you didn't see my performance.
Hello, I am Casi Benedict, Director of Outreach Services with KHEAA. You.
And I'm Brandi Forker, Assistant Director of Outreach Services with KHEAA.
You may know us from our popular podcast, Coffee with KHEAA.
Here we go. Hey, are you ready?
There have been some changes to the Kentucky Goes to College registration this year.
2026.
7 as well.
This year, but like the school year that is starting in August.
Right. This year, there is no pre-registration or auto-enroll for Kentucky Goes to College.
You need to go online on the web, on the internet, and register your schools.
You can view the real-time current registration list, so don't double register.
Yeah, only one registration per school. Okay.
Now, in addition to registering your event, you have to also, now instead of registering your campaign, you also, help me.
So when you're having an event at your school, you'll also have to go online and register the event. That way we can help you out.
You must register the dates that you plan to do your college application campaign, college match day, and college decision day as well.
And your FAFSA completion effort.
And your FAFSA completion effort dates.
Okay, go.
This year,
we have a new college commitment where colleges and community partners can register to support the campaigns.
Through a commitment.
A commitment.
To Kentucky Goes to College. So they will get a list of events that are happening across the state at high schools, and these high schools will be able to have better contact with the colleges through the commitment.
It is a college commitment.
Don't forget to commit colleges to the commitment. As always, we have great scholarship opportunities through Kentucky Goes to College, and we will again.
But this year, you have to be registered for the campaign and register your events and send in your post-event data for your students to be eligible for the scholarships.
Don't forget to send your information in so that your students can get those scholarships, because we all need money for college.
Am I in the shot? Can you see?
Barely, half the face.
Okay, that's good.
That's enough.
It's more than enough.
That's all I've ever wanted. Half of my face.
Okay. What are we saying? A new checklist to keep it all straight. That's going to be your line, and then I'm going to say keep it on your email for more information. Okay, when you're ready.
If you need a great way to keep all this in order, we've got some new checklists on the Kentucky Goes to College website, and they are lists that you can check off to make sure you get everything completed.
Keep an eye on your inbox, email inbox, on the internet email box for more information and a link to register now
or tomorrow. That was so good.
So good. So good.
Can I say that's going over like a lead balloon? Have you noticed? Like,
Oh, that makes me feel
no,
even better.
It's not about you. I'm like, what? Did we post it at a wrong time or something? Like, there's just no like likes or there's a handful of shares. I don't understand. So Zach is like, no, will you give us an update? Look at them.
Anyway,
Go ahead.
I thought it
The
was
falling,
funny.
the slipping and falling one.
We were filming this before we went to Detroit to talk more about College Application Day and some of our other campaigns. And we were feeling that Detroit theme. And so we got a little lose yourself action. So if you're a millennial and you know what I'm talking about, got a little 8 Mile action going on. But anyway, with reminders of all the things and all the great reasons to be a part of Kentucky Goes to College. So, yeah, registration is live. A little bit of change this year. If you are a high school and you are listening to this and you want to register your school, but you think maybe someone else in my school has already registered us, we now have a way that you can look and make sure that you're not duplicating your registration. We also, for each of our campaigns, we want you to register your events this year. And there's a couple of reasons behind that. One, we want to be able to see when you're having these events, try to get on the schedules, try to have outreach staff there. If you would like them there, they want to try to be able to make it to your events. So it gives us a little bit more heads up, but also it makes your students eligible for scholarship opportunities that we have. It also provides an easier way for us to get in contact with you about getting information to us after your events happen. So registering your events, that's part of it. We're just excited. We just announced the scholarship winners, the individual scholarship winners from the high schools, the students this year, and they were scattered out pretty pretty
were.
like shockingly pretty scattered across the state. So we've got those students that just received FAFSA completion scholarships and college application day scholarships, and those will be available again next year as well.
Look at you. 379 views, 13 interactions, and a hook rate. I
What-
like
I
that.
don't know
of
what that
38.5. What's
means.
a hook rate?
What that hook gonna be?
That hook gonna be 40%.
I don't know. But anyway, I thought it was kind of funny. But yeah, Kentucky Goes to College. It is May and we are fresh out of school, and that may not be on your radar thinking about school year next year. But you know what? It's sad to say, but it'll be here before you know it. And we want your schools to be ready. We want to be able to share everything that we have, every resource. So yeah, if you're not registered, hop on. Also, colleges, if you want to be committed to helping out with any of these things that are happening in these high schools, any of the college match days, college application days, any of the FAFSA completion events or anything like that, we also have for colleges and partners, we have where you can go on to Kentucky Goes to College, hit register now, and then you'll be able to identify as someone who wants to be a part of that college commitment. And all that is just simply saying, hey, we support what you're doing, and if we're available, we'd love to be a part of it. So it's no true commitment. It's just showing that you are committed to the charge. So we appreciate that absolutely as well.
I wasn't listening because I'm frantically texting babysitters.
Okay.
Do you talk about the cool stuff that they're going to get this year?
I haven't.
You don't say specifically.
Okay,
Just
okay.
Gosh,
There
if you
will be
sign
cool
up,
things that you can drink out of and cool things that
you can write with.
cool things you can hang around your neck but anyway, new stuff, fun stuff that you've not seen before
stuff.
with our new Kentucky Goes to College logos on it that we have not printed on anything before. So
If there's no other reason you register for Kentucky Goes to
yeah,
College,
yeah,
get some of that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, you want
absolutely.
Class of 2026 banner?
yeah. If you participated in Kentucky Goes to College and you want something hanging up in your school showing all that hard work, we also have Kentucky Goes to College class of 2026. We also have some class of 2025. So if your school has participated and you do not have one of these and you want this hanging up in your room, in your counselor's office, Karen, in your kitchen,
You want one?
reach out. We will get you one. Faux show.
That's right.
There you go, my dear.
I stay really excited about Kentucky Goes to College, and I'm so thankful. You know, kind of the way it works at KHEAA is the assistant director, which is Brandi's role, usually heads up the Kentucky Goes to College initiatives. And man, I'm so thankful that you're at the helm because you're just so good at this, and you just have a great passion for it. And so many of the ideas that we're implementing have come from you, and just
well, thanks. My ideas are many. My implementation is few and slow. So
I keep using the phrase, I volunteer for everything at my kids' school. And I say all the time, I'm real heavy on ideas. I'm real light on talent.
oh man.
But that's why we make such a good team.
Well,
you're good at talent. I'm not.
Well, and we keep talking about Kentucky Goes to College and the website. And when I say it's going to be best if you just go on there right now and register. And then maybe like August, July, sometime like that. Maybe then that's when you want to really explore the website. Because although you may not see those little construction barrels like some websites put up, we're still slightly under construction there. So just because there's nothing wrong with your computer if you're clicking on something and it's not going anywhere. It is in the works, and it's a process because we wanted everything fresh for this school year, and we've got some great stuff coming. So absolutely give us a little grace on that.
Right. Speaking of great things coming, Brandi and I have been in cars, on planes, doing a little national circuit, just talking about all the great things KHEAA is doing. and making really cool partners along the way. And we are shameless. And so every person we meet, we were like, you want to be on our podcast? And I was just very energized after the ACAC one, after the ACAC one, where we got to have Lisa King, director of American College Application Campaign, and Ashley Johnson with the Kresge Foundation on the podcast. And so we have made a lot of friends in the world. Well, at least we think they're our friends. I don't know how they feel about us. And we are going to get them on the podcast. We have a date out for one of them to get back with us. I have a fall date that I've kind of proposed for another one. Again, I have a really exciting one happening maybe after July. And so stay tuned. We got good stuff. I also made a note that I really want that Georgia girl to come on our podcast. Georgia does a lot of things really well.
It's so fun to see, like, that you have all these people out there that have that same passion, that want the same things for the students in their state, and they may go about it completely different than how we go about it, and we steal their ideas and they steal our ideas, and that's kind of the whole point, I feel like, of the ACAC convening, which was absolutely fantastic. I mean, it was just, it's like what you want out of a conference when you go. You want to talk to other people. You want to pick their brains. You want to actually get things that you can take back and implement. And that is 1,000% what it was. And the contacts, it was just kind of like, I think starting out the way we did with that game that Lisa had us play, where we walked around and you know, it was just an icebreaker where we walked around and introduced ourselves to people, and we had kind of like a human bingo, and we got to check off like boxes based on things about that person or something that person knew. And from the jump, it took down the walls, and everyone was so casual with one another. And I think that's part of it. You go into a lot of these situations and it feels a little bit stiff and a little bit stuffy. And just because you're in dress shoes doesn't mean you can't laugh and make jokes. And getting to see people for who they are and them putting their personality in what they're sharing. And it was fantastic. Like, we'll never not go.
We'll never
ACAC.
Miss another ACAC. And in fact, we even, when we were, we're going to get in trouble for saying this on the podcast, but when we were there, we were like, Lisa, come to Kentucky. Like, bring the convening to Frankfurt. We will host because it's a small group. I think there were 30 people there.
But it was like, I don't know how many states were represented within that 30, but close to it, you know, because most states had one. There were a couple with two. So, 20-something states at least. And, it was just like the birth of so many new partnerships. It's awesome.
And just that, too, like the, what was I going to say? Oh, I was going to say the cost savings of having it in Kentucky. We were in Detroit, y'all. We were on the 46th floor. We had I'm not a big city girl.
Yeah.
Just like having to
we're
park
from
somewhere
Kentucky,
and walk or Uber, like if we had everyone here, they could just park in our parking lot and walk in our front door. We just down home here. So we have big things coming, and we're excited and we are energized, and some weeks I'm tired and I'm like, we don't have to do anything new.
We just need to lay down and watch TGIF.
Yeah, absolutely. I need a Not the Mama episode. And then some weeks are like this week when I'm like, let's make all the partnerships and let's make all the friends and have all the meetings ready. I came in to see Brandi this afternoon, I guess it was, and I had 1 hour of uninterrupted work time. No meeting, no kids around, no nothing. And I sat down and she was like, you sent 700 emails. Sorry.
How I thought, how have I gotten so behind in my emails since yesterday? And they're like, Casi Benedict. So I wasn't that behind. She was just that ahead.
I get so excited. Yeah. And I was just working through, really, it was just that one KCC to-do list.
Yeah.
And that's where all those emails came from. Anyway, big things coming. Stay tuned. Tell your friends about this cool podcast that you listen to, that you got to walk down memory lane.
Yeah.
And this podcast is sponsored by Ghost Coffee.
Oh,
we have nothing to drink, and I can sure tell. So fun things coming. There's literally not a drop of fluid in this room.
Hey,
so we will see.
You know what we'll be able to have in our hands very soon?
Maybe some things you drink out of.
Maybe.
Wait a second.
And you hold 'em
Zach,
with a
I'm not
handle.
going to make him do this for naught. He's feverishly working on something. Oh, I spilled it all over you.
Oh, on my white shirt.
Tune in next time for Coffee with KHEAA. And until then, KHEAA later. I'm desperate for something to drink.